Hi, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I just want to talk about understanding, right? Because my last video was so sad. Like I even look at my video and I was like, "Oh my God, look at her." But before I get started, I just wanted to thank all the people that reached out to me, that just said so many positive words, that poured into me. I love that because I really did need it. And just to let you know that, I want to pour back into you also. That's why I do this. Like this is what I do this for. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't make that video for like clout or to get sympathy, whatever. No, like I really spoke from my heart. And I was in a really dark space, like really down, right? And I didn't understand why that was happening to me, right? And let me tell you what I did. I prayed. I prayed and prayed and prayed. And I just asked God, like, please help me, right? No cap. No cap. The next day, I was at work and it was this parent who I was like harassing about something, whatever. She seen me and she goes, I was in class when you called me and blah, 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 right? And so she started to explain to me like her story and like why things were happening the way they was. And she was telling me, how she lost her husband. And she told me how her kids lost their father. And it's just been really hard on them. And they've been going to therapy and, all this stuff. And I was just listening. And I don't know, it just made me feel a certain kind of way, right? But I didn't share what, that I had just recently had lost. And then all of a sudden, out the blue, she said, "You get it, right? You understand, right?" Like she knew something. And I was like, "No, I don't know. I don't know." And she just told me, she said, okay, I want to get it right because it was that aha moment, that revelation that happened. But she told me, she said, every time you lose someone that's been a part of your life, since you were young, even since birth, that's one less person on this earth that can tell your story. And when she said that, I swear it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, it's true. Like the people in my life that left, these are people, they're just like, oh, somebody from down the street. I still give empathy and sympathy for that. But when it's been somebody that's been through your journey, who knows you're good, you're bad, you're ugly, know when you fail, when you succeeded, it's like when they're no longer here, that's just one less person that can just be like, remember? And it just hit me like that was it. And even though it sounds a little selfish, it's true. When you've known somebody that's known you since birth, they understand you more than just somebody you met. Like I know there's people that look at me and they might like, oh, you got it together. But they don't understand. They weren't there when I was, living paycheck to paycheck, or when I was struggling, or even when I weighed 220 pounds. It was a size 14, 16. You weren't around during that damn time. But the people that are no longer in my life, they seen me. They seen me at those different stages of my life. They seen how I blossom. So in a way, when a person pass, a little bit of yourself pass with them, right? So I thought about it and it just totally made sense, It's like you're losing multiple things. But then I thought to myself, you know what? No, those people are not here to tell my story. So I'm here. So I need to tell my story. And I do it through YouTube. I do it through, the stories that I share. Because I want people to learn from my mistakes. Because believe me, baby, I have a lot of mistakes. And so I want people to like learn. I want people to live. I want people to thrive. Hey, you like it. I love it. Like, as long as you're growing, I'm happy for you. You know what? If I stayed at 25 subscribers, those 25 people, they're going to get something from me. They're going to be able to learn and to grow. Look, I'm not perfect, but I'm positive. And if you're not being positive, then you're part of the problem and you need to go. I'm telling you, it's all about having faith. It's all about living your best life. You know, I had someone tell me the other day, like they felt sorry for me. And it just, in the past, old Kelly would have been like trying to explain myself. But you know what? I just smiled. Okay. Like, there's no need for me to explain who I am. I know who I am. And people in my life who love me, they know who I am. Look, stop explaining yourself to people. They're not worth it. You know what I'm saying? You need to be the best possible of you. Focus on yourself. Understand, like, when you are a parent and you have a child, of course you want to pour into your child and take care of your child. But guess what? You're telling and teaching your children more by the way that you live. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not pouring into you, what do you think that child is going to do? I've seen it. I've seen older people, they are not happy because they spent their whole lives pouring into other people. And then at the end, they're depleted. They're lost. Now, there can be a balance. Don't get me wrong. There can be a balance. But you have to take care of yourself. You know, I was in a really dark place. And it was crazy. I just wanted to be alone. I didn't want to do anything. But you know what? I learned and I was given the gift of discernment to say no. Matter of fact, don't be sad, be happy. What, all the things that I have, I am blessed with, and what I consider a blessing and what I have may not be for you, right? Everybody is different. See, the thing is, I don't look at what's happening over there in their people yard. I don't. I was telling someone today, I said, what happens in Oakland is different than what happens in Richmond. And it was like, what do you mean by that? What I mean is, everybody is different and everybody has different cultures. And so just because it's different don't mean it's wrong, Just be the best possible version of yourself that you can be. Look, life is a gift. That's why they call it the present. It's true. It is a present. All right, I'm going to wrap this video up with that. I just want to say again, thank you for everybody who encouraged me. Look, we going to live our best life. We going to be out there. We're going to be outside this summer. You know what I'm saying? We're going to drink water. We're going to eat healthy. We're going to make sure that our body is right. If you need to go to the doctor to make sure that everything is ticking right, then that's what you need to do. Because we need to live, not only for others and the people who we love, but we need to live for ourselves. And if no one's told you today that they love you, I love you. Bye.